Hello, my dear students and the rest of the learners. Welcome to part 7 of Effort 1 part series of tutorials in Fundamentals of Object-Oriented Programming in Java. In this tutorial, we are going to learn about how to write output and input statements. My name is Manager M, or you can simply call me Emily Swap. What are output statements in Java? Output statements are those statements that indicate on the screen what the user is required to do. They are called the interactive statements. They inform you of what you are expected to do or the user is expected to do, and at the same time, the output statements are used to display the results on the screen or results into a file. And therefore, you can always include the input and or output statements within the main method that you like executed. For example, you can include a statement for displaying a welcome message in your program, such as Karibu, just as I've demonstrated or as I demonstrated in the previous presentation, and enjoy coding in Java. So, if you want to include a statement, or you want a statement to be displayed on your screen, for example, the statement such as Karibu and enjoy coding in Java, then that's an output statement which can be written or coded in Java as follows. System.out.println, then Karibu and enjoy coding in Java. My dear students and the rest of the learners, it's always important to note that every output statement should be preceded with the three ones: system.out.println, system.out.println. That is for output. And then you have the opening parentheses, and because this is a string that would like to be displayed on the screen, you put it in double quotes. And anything that is put in double quotes, even if it is of any language, the compiler does not bother with it. What it only needs to know is that the set of statement or the string will be written or displayed on the screen just as it is. So it just picks that statement and displays it on the screen, and we usually call it a string little. It's always called, or it's normally called a string little. And therefore, my dear students and the rest of the learners, it's important to note the syntax for output statement, which is system, and S is in the capital. The first letter S is in the capital. So it is system.out.println, and the statement is terminated with a semicolon. This statement writes the characters inside the quotation marks on one line. A statement in Java programming language is therefore a command for the computer to do something, and is usually terminated with a semicolon. The following is therefore an example for a sample program displaying the message Karibu and enjoy working in Java. This statement writes the characters inside the quotation marks on one line. And just as I've said, a statement in Java programming language is a command that tells the computer what to do and is usually terminated with a semicolon. So this is our program. Package Karibu, then this is a simple welcoming Java program. And then we have the name of the class, which is public class Karibu, the opening brace, and then there's the main class, the class or the main method that controls the way the program is executed. So this is called the main method. And of course, it has an opening brace, and then you write your set of statements there, like system.out.println. And then you just terminate the main method and you terminate the class. So this is an example of a program. This is an example of a program. This is the program, my dear students and the rest of the learners, that we coded in part 6 of the series. Therefore, if you didn't listen and watch the video and the demo on how to write a Java program, I would kindly request that you go to MLSwap ICT YouTube channel, watch and listen part 6 of the series, or of this series, and you are going to see this program, how it works and how it is coded. So the part Karibu and enjoy coding in Java is called a string little. So this part in your output statement is called a string little. This one, the series or the sequence of statements that have been enclosed within the double quotes. This is what is called a string little. That's what they call a string little. A string is a sequence of characters. A string literal consists of characters enclosed between quotation marks or quote marks within a single line. It can contain any valid character, including white space and punctuation. The string little is usually written by the compiler to the monitor through the use of the following statement with the reserved word println used for outputting purposes. Kindly note, my dear students and the rest of the learners, that the println is not written in full. The last letter, or the last two letters, is LN. So, just as I have said, every output statement will always be preceded with 3 key ones. That is system with or S being in uppercase, system.out.println. And then the rest, you enclose in the parentheses and you terminate that statement with a semicolon. For example, system.out.println, Karibu and enjoy coding in Java. System, in this case, is a built-in Java class that contains useful members such as out, which is a short for output or short form for output. The println or println function of println method is short for println. It is used to print a value on the screen or a file. The ones system, out, and the println works together to print the stuff on the screen. So the 3 ones are used in combination, just as we have seen. You can use print function or print method, which is similar to println method, but it does not insert a new line at the end of the output. So you can write the output statement also as system.out.print, and then you enclose whatever you want to be displayed on the screen within the double quotes. However, we don't put numbers inside double quotes if you want to display them. So if you want to display numbers, my dear students and the rest of the learners, or you want to put numbers directly, or you want to display them directly on the screen, we don't enclose them in double quotes. As you can see, system.out.println, opening parenthesis, 231, closing parenthesis, and semicolon. You can also perform mathematical calculations inside the println method. For example, system.out.println. And then inside there, you perform some mathematical calculation. For example, 34 times 5 divided by 3, and the statement is terminated with a semicolon. You can also make use of printf to print formatted text or values in the console. Therefore, the system.out stream, short for output, is used together with different methods to output values or print text to the console, which include the following. So we have print. It prints text or values to the console. We have printf function or printf method. It prints formatted text or values to the console. So if you want to format your output, you can use printf instead of println. And then number 3, we have println. What does this function do? It prints text or values to the console, followed by a new line. When I speak about console, I'm referring to the monitor. So how do we input data? We have seen how to output data, but how do we input data in Java? Java provides a scanner class to facilitate data input or output. So anytime that you know that your program is going to prompt the user to enter something, it is important for you to note that you must have the statement for scanner in your program. So Java provides a scanner class to facilitate data input or output. The scanner class is used to get input from the user, and it is found in the java.atil.package. Java.atil package. Java also defines various methods from the scanner class that can convert user input into appropriate data types before conducting any operation on the data. Therefore, if any input is to be made during program execution, the programmer must import a package containing methods to manipulate data entry by including the following statement in the code. So always remember to include the statement import java.atil.scanner. From this statement, java.atil is a package, while scanner is a class of the java.atil package. My dear students and the rest of the learners, it is important for you to know how to differentiate those kind of statements. Therefore, to use the scanner class, create an object of the class and use any of the available methods found in the scanner class documentation. The scanner class is thus used to obtain data from the keyboard, files, and strings. In Java, a source of input data is normally called an input stream, and the output data is called an output stream. It is important to include code to import the scanner for use with the input and system.out for use with output. To use the methods of a scanner, an object must be constructed. The following are thus some methods that you can use to input various types of data during the program execution. My dear students and rest of the learners, note that if you are going to input values within your program, depending on the data type, the statements for the method to be used will be as follows, or some of the methods will be used, or that we're going to use will be as follows. We have the close method. It closes the scanner object, and its return type is void. We have the limiter. Its return type, or it returns the delimiter. In other words, the limiter returns the delimiter used to separate tokens, and the return type is pattern. We have found, or we have find inline as one word. It returns a string which matches a regular expression in the current line, and it will always return a string. We have find within horizon as one word. It returns a string which matches a regular expression within a specified number of characters, and therefore it returns type string. We have has next. It returns true if another token can be found. That is, it returns Boolean data type. We have others that you can read, which include has next Boolean, type Boolean, has next byte, type boolean has next double, type boolean has next float, type boolean has next int, which is it returns type boolean, has next line, it returns type boolean. We have has next long boolean, has next short boolean. We have local, it returns local. We have next, it returns a string. We have next boolean, which returns a boolean. We have next byte, which returns byte. When it comes to various data types, if you are going to enter a data of type double, you use next double. If you are going to use data type, you want to read a value to a data type memory, which has decimal places, we use next float. It returns float. We have next int, which returns int, used for entering values of type integer. We have next line, which we normally use whenever we want to enter a string in a Java program. It returns the next line of text in the scanner. We have next long, it reads long value from the user, and it returns data type of type long. We have next short, long, radix int, reset int. Use the limiter scanner. Next long, long, next short, long, radix int. Reset int, use the limiter, returns scanner. Use local, scanner, use radix, scanner. And therefore, my dear students and the rest of the learners, the following is a sample program which prompts the user for his or her full name and displays it on the screen. So this is a program that can illustrate to you specifically what we have learned in this presentation. So as usual, we have to proceed and start our IDE. So you click on Start menu and then look for the IDE that you want to use. So you scroll on the list of your Start menu. I can see mine is here. Then you launch the program or the IDE for coding your program. So I'm going to click on Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Remember, if you're using any other type of IDE like NetBeans, you start it in the same way that we are starting Eclipse. Once you do that, you must always wait for the launching of the program or starting of the program to take place. Once you have done that, you'll be taken to the home page or the home screen. From here, you can then proceed and create a project, create a file, and perform other activities as we learned in the presentation, which is part 6 of 41, or part 6 of the series that is accessible from MLSWAP ICT YouTube channel. So once you are here, how do you proceed? You proceed as follows. So to proceed, you click on File menu, then point on New, then click on Java Project. Remember, every time you are writing a program in Java, it's always good to create a project for it. But if you have several files within the same project, you don't want to stay creating a project every time. So the first thing you need to do is to give your project a name. The name I'm going to give to my project is your names. Why your names? Because the program I want to create will be for a prompting for the name and displaying it on the screen or interacting with the user. So I'll call it your names. To type your names, and click finish. That is the name of our project. Then next, you can proceed and create a file. So you click on your project name, and then you point on new, you click on class. Once the new Java class window appears, you can see it has already proposed to us the folder name and the name of the package, your names. So what we need to do is just type the name of our class. So the name of my class will be your names. That is the name of my class, your names. And you can still have it as looking similar as the name of the package. So let me change this name. And then we can type your names. Your names. And then you can choose public as modifier. Then select public static void main string. And then you can click on finish. However, the question I would like you to ask yourself, is this name of the package similar to the name of the class? It's always good to have them being the same or similar. However, let's see whether it will work or what will happen. So I want to have it as your names that way. Then I can click on finish. So we have already been given some auto-generated stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'll just remove the comment here. I delete it. Then I press enter. And then I can code my program or my set of other statements here. So you type them. So first of all, you declare a variable. Let me format my program nicely. So there we go. You type, the first statement is for declaring a variable. I have called it string name. Then you create an object that will enable you to manipulate or that will provide you with an opportunity to be able to input a value. And then you prompt the user for what you want to enter. For example, system.out.println. What is your full name? And then from there, you read that name. That's what I've said here. You read the name. And how do you read the name? What you do is you call a method of the scanner, like the one which you have already created, to read the line, or the one like that we have coded, the scanner statement that we have already coded, to read line of characters. So we have already created a new object here. This statement is very important. We have this statement here that we have used to create an object of type scanner that will allow you to read values. Once you have that, you can see our object is scan. So the way we read something in Java is once you have coded that statement and you have created an object for enable you to enter values, you then use it. So you begin with having the memory variable or the variable's name. And then you say equals to scan. is the name of the object that you have already created. So scan dot next line, because what we want to read is a string. So this statement tells the compiler to read or get the set of characters that are being typed. Read those characters and assign them in the memory location called name, or the variable called name. Next is to display that the text as well as the name that you have entered. And you can have it as system.out.println. Then you can remove, of course, any unnecessary spaces in between so as to make your program more readable. And then ensure that the braces match with each other. You can also click there and press enter so that you align your code nicely. And also remove this space in there. You can see that this brace and this one are matching. So there's this one and this one. So you can align those braces properly like that. It makes, or that is what we call indentation. It makes program more readable and user-friendly. Then from there, you can also remove any space there. You can delete any unnecessary spaces. From there, you save your file. So you click on File menu and click on Save. But if you want to save it in other storage media, or you want to store it in another folder, you click on Save As. Once you have done that, you can proceed. You can proceed and run your program. Let's click on Run and see what will happen. My dear students and the rest of the learners, you can see that I'm being told that my program contains an error. And what type of error is it? The type of error is there's an error errors exist in required projects. So which projects as an error? Your names. And then it is asking, do I still want to proceed to launch? So I'll click on cancel so that I go back to my program and do some corrections. So let me click on the cancel. Now, what type of error do we have? You can see this statement as an error. It's already being underlined in red, meaning that the compiler or the interpreter or the translator does not know what scanner is. So what are you supposed to do? Anytime you are going to write statements or a program in Java that has or requires entry of any values, and you have defined scanner object for the purposes of reading the values, you need to specify where this definition can be found, scanner. And that is found under the java.util scanner. So we have to include that file here. So below package your names, you click there and type import java dot util dot scanner with semicolon. Import java.util.scanner. That is where this term has been defined. As you can see, my dear students and the rest of the learners, once we have added this statement, the underline which was under scanner and new scanner in red has disappeared. So you save your changes, click on File, then Save. And then you can now run your program again. Let's click on run. So click on run and then click on run. You can see that our program has now executed, and on this output section here, you can see that the program is now asking us to enter our full name. So what you do, you just type your full name. So you click there and type your full name. So let me type my name. Full name is Meme Julius, aka Emily Swap. Emily Swap. And then you press enter. And you can see what I'm being told. I'm being told, or the program is telling me, the processor is telling me, welcome, Meme Julius, aka Emily Swap. And my dear students and the rest of the learners, that's how we write our program, and also one which is making use of a variable, and it is reading something. So this is a program that demonstrates, or that has demonstrated how to input values, within your program, how to input the values within your program. And therefore, once you are done, you click on File menu, and then you close all editors that way. And from there, you can proceed and click on the File menu, and then you click on Exit once you are done. And to exit, you click on File menu, and then you click on Exit. Once you have clicked on Exit, you are taken back to the desktop or to another window that may be open. So my dear students and the rest of the learners, we have been able to see how to write a program that prompts the user for his or her full name and displays it on the screen. So that's a nice demonstration on how you write input statements and output statements within your Java program. And the program we have coded is this: package your names, import java.artil.scanner, public class your name, then we have our main method, we declare the variable, we create an object, a scanner object, and the scanner object we have created is scan, which is of type scanner. Then the next thing you have done is to write or to code a program that prompts the user to type his or her name, or to type an instruction or a statement that prompts the user for his or her name. As you can see, or as you have seen, this is how we write it: system.out.println. And then we have been able to see that you can also include a comment, like a method of the scanner. You can have this statement within your program, like a method of the scanner is called to read line of characters and gives a string object to contain them. And then, as you have seen, we have used the function or the method next line, scanner.nextLine, and that has enabled us to read a set of characters that have been stored under name. Then characters from the string are sent to the monitor, and you have seen how we send the character to the monitor. Whenever you want to combine a string detail with a member of a variable, you use the symbol. That looks like addition. This symbol here. You use that. instead of a comma, so that this is welcome, Meme, welcome, Otieno, welcome, Wambui. So the name bit, this name or this part, picks the value that has been stored in the memory location called name, and that is what is displayed on the screen. So that's the program that we have coded, and we have seen how it has worked. And with that, my dear students and the rest of the learners, we have come to the end of part 7 of the series. You can proceed and listen as well as watch at part 8 of the series, in which we are going to learn on the data types that are used in Java. Congratulations, my dear students and the rest of the learners, for learning part 7 of the series, in which we have looked at the input and output statements that are used in fundamentals of object-oriented programming. You can access the rest of the parts in this series, as well as other computer ICT videos, by clicking or tapping on MLSWAP ICT YouTube channel below this video. To subscribe to the channel, tap on subscribe button below this video in YouTube if it's not currently reading as subscribed. For any further correspondence, kindly write it to us through the email mlswap@gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening to me. Let's meet in part 8 of the series, and God bless.